Hello and welcome to the Yarn News of America. My name is Jennifer Pinnell, and here's the news tonight.
So, hello and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia.
Hi!
The podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. We're gonna do this, I don't know why.
We're doing a reverse style.
We're doing
reverse style, go!
I'm Kathleen.
I'm Jen.
I'm Amanda.
And we are coming to you with episode number, any guesses?
8 times 8.
Oh, very good.
Crap, now you're putting that in there? Jesus! What are you trying to kill me? 64.
Yes, it is episode 64.
That was me stalling for time so I could do it in my head.
Very good.
I'm very bad at simple math.
Oh.
I'm a second grader during Kumon. So.
Oh, yeah, no, you're much
You hear the times tables all the time, right?
All the time.
All the time. All the time.
I have to think about it, and my kids make fun of me. So
yeah, no, it is true. It's like one of those things kids think, oh, it's not useful at all. Math is very useful if you work in a yarn store because I'm constantly, literally, how many times yesterday did I estimate?
Oh my gosh!
That how many skeins of yarn somebody needed for something, and people, it's so funny. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, you did that in your head?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was like 3 times 7."
Whereas I'm busting out the little computer that lives in my pocket.
I do that too when I can get to it. But no, later it was like 7 300-yard skeins will get you around 2,100 yards. There are approximately 300-yard skeins that you need approximately 2,100. Yes, this is enough. So, yeah.
I'm just saying, you can ask me trigonometry and calculus. That I can do.
What?
That's cool.
Yes, I'm much better at higher math than I am. I can't add, subtract easily at all.
Okay, yeah.
I count on my fingers.
Remembering the derivative functions,
that I don't know.
Memorization.
That's memorization, but also it's like understanding the concepts of what you're doing and you're finding the area.
I understand the concepts.
Curve,
but it's still not easy.
Memorizing
the
freaking integral formulas. I still am traumatized.
But this is the thing.
Memorizing the integral formulas.
My brain remembers random things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so random things, things from calculus, like I can remember things from trig. I can remember 5 + 8. I count on my fingers. That guy who was in that movie that one time, who also showed up in like a Kit Kat commercial, I could tell you.
But my remembering details, I'm not good at. Like the integral formulas, not good at that. Or people's names, forever.
Oh, I'm terrible at names.
Yes, I'm just
I've
awful.
definitely worked on it while we're here. I mean...
That's so good. Yeah, and I
like to do it. I mean, but I always recognize faces. Almost
you're so good at that.
Almost to the point, though, of like, I will see people on the street and be like, where do I know that person from? and like, till it bothers me. And it's just like the thing with, you guys may not know this yet, but I'm trying to still remember the name of the game I used to play, where you would farm. It was not Farmville, though. It was one little part of it. It had seasons. Oh my god, it's
going to drive her crazy.
It's really going to drive me crazy. And what is Gene doing that he hasn't answered me yet? It's
right.
Like,
I mean, come on, Gene.
He is back to work now, but still.
What are you doing? He's probably playing Animal Crossing. Or actually doing his job. Anyway, you can tell we're digressing already. But this podcast is about apparently Animal Crossing, math, yardage, knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, anything that you can do with fiber. I mean, primarily
mostly
like knitting and crochet.
I'd say, I have no crochet this episode.
I have none either, but that's only because of lack of time.
Yeah, I don't either because I am about 9 months late with my temperature blanket that I started with like all the gung-ho enthusiasm of the beginning of the year.
Have you seen January 1's on Instagram? It's is amazing.
Stunning.
It's
if
so
you
beautiful.
Guys haven't seen her, it is amazing.
So nice.
And follow her on Instagram, January 1.
Mm-hmm. She's a friend of Yarnia, neighbor basically. She's like next town over.
Her temperature blanket is
projects.
Gorgeous.
She does.
Gorgeous. And I'm totally copying her Muselberg hat. I have some of that.
I think she inspired like half the world.
I think she did too. Mm-hmm. I think she did too. So that's going to be forthcoming once I get my act together. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about. Well, first off, we have a winner from last podcast
episode.
Drawing.
We do, and actually, we did not bring the prize. Should I go grab it real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, let me go grab it. All right. So our giveaway from last time is 3 balls. I know there are 5 here, but it's because the winner gets to choose 3 from what we currently have in stock of Katia United socks.
Yeah. So who won.
So our winner was Kate Greenwood.
Yay, Kate!
Yay, Kate, who I know has commented on many of our giveaways, and so is a regular podcast
You
watcher.
got one!
So yay! Congratulations! And Kate said she'd probably make striped socks.
I would also do striped socks.
Yeah, I think that would be fun to be like your own, like do your own kind of self, striping looked socks.
Yeah,
I think that would be really
square
fun.
on bingo board number 2.
I think it might be.
It could be.
I think
Sorry,
it
I'm
is.
turning off my phone because otherwise you're going to hear the Law and Order cha-chung. Oh,
so yeah,
Yay,
so
Kate.
Congratulations, Kate, and
awesome.
Continue watching for our giveaway for this podcast, which we know you will not want to miss.
It's a really good one,
It
guys.
is a
And
really
if
good
you
one.
get our newsletter, you can probably guess what it
That's
might
right.
be. So I'm going to give you a little tease of what it is, some big news that we've had recently. So keep
Yes.
watching.
And also, whoops, sorry.
It's a notification day at Yarnia.
See if Yarnia's hours are correct on Apple Maps, because apparently they, even
Yeah.
though I submitted it more than once, they never changed them from when we changed them in the summer.
Yeah,
So there.
sometimes.
So-
Sometimes technology is a helper, and sometimes it's not.
The other
That's
day
true.
when I checked, they had not been updated yet. So our late night is Wednesday. If you're ever in the area, our late night is Wednesday. We normally do a live knit night. We do ask that folks register online for free in advance, just so we don't get too crowded.
Yep.
So far, so good. It's been really fun.
Masks and vaccinations required.
Yes.
And we are not doing a live knit night the day before Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Right.
And
I am
Jen is going to hold down.
I'm
hopefully.
aiming to do an online knit night the night before Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So don't worry, I will give plenty of notice if I bail. But I'm aiming to do that, especially because I believe my in-laws will be in town, so I will not have to deal with children.
You'd be like, oh, I have to work.
I have to work upstairs in a door shut with a big bottle of wine.
Sneak the wine up in advance before they get here.
Man, I do wish I kind of had put a mini fridge in my office, because then
Is there
mini
still
fridge,
room? Could you
Probably. I don't know. My office
think-
has got
I think that
piles
would be a
of
good
idea.
idea.
Yarn and stuff. I think if I
know
move
what?
some of the piles of yarn from underneath the desk, I could
Mhm.
put
You
it.
probably.
You can still put the pile of yarn on top.
It's true.
That's right. Just like in the office.
I could.
We
That's
do have
true.
a mini fridge with piles of yarn on
That's
it,
true.
honestly. That's where our shipping bin is.
Yeah.
So it is normally quite fun.
I should do that, and I should put a little coffee maker up there, so then I could have my coffee.
You could never have to
and
leave. You could just hang
My
out.
dairy. Oh my god, I would do that. I would just.
And
lock
I
that
might
door.
crash and come and hang out with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I got plenty of chairs. Only one comfy one though, and that one's mine.
That's fine. I can sit on the floor.
If
Jen
you watch
has a
some
great
of our-
craft room / office. She does.
Yeah, if you watch some of our podcasts, our lockdown editions,
Yes,
they're
that's
all
right.
virtual.
Yes.
Some of them were
You
Jen
could
did
see.
her segment from Jen's office.
I basically roamed my entire house because I had nowhere else to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's talk about. We did our giveaway winner, and what
Yep.
do we?
And actually, the one other thing I was going to say, because you referred to the newsletter,
Yes.
anyone can sign up for our newsletter.
Absolutely,
And the
yeah.
easiest way to do that is to just go to the bottom of our homepage and type in your email address in the little box that says "Sign me up for the newsletter," or some words to that effect. You will know what it is.
Yeah, I think it says contact me or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
I think there's even a sign up for the newsletter, isn't there?
No, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
So,
at the bottom
yeah.
of the homepage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's at the bottom of every page, but
I
you
think
know,
it's at the bottom.
Yeah. So, but when you go to the site, you'll be on the homepage, and then
Yeah.
So go ahead and sign up. We do, we talk about what's new in store,
Classes.
yeah, that's the
classes,
best
and
way
a
to
lot
get-
are still on Zoom. We have a combination of live in the store if you're local, and on Zoom if you're not local. We loved having a bunch of podcast watchers join Jen's sweater class.
I loved it. It was so fun.
So fun, and
we got to meet some during virtual.
and
Yes,
exactly some now are
making
joining.
to-
So it's really fun. We love
it.
that. We love
Yeah.
to getting to know you
Yeah,
guys.
the
So
students.
it's just another way you can do that. So
Absolutely. And then also, we'd be remiss in not mentioning some of our upcoming classes. We have
We have a lot.
And we will
We
have
have a
even
lot,
more.
and we'll
we
have
have
even
a
more.
bunch in development. We're
Yeah.
talking with another potential new instructor. Yeah.
So we have a knitting 101. We have the crochet hat. Although, does that start this week?
That starts Saturday.
Yeah.
That
Sunday.
starts Sunday.
Well, depending
Oh,
on when the
so-
podcast goes
So
up.
you may be able
Yeah.
to sneak in.
Yeah, maybe.
Um,
Hopefully, I will try to get this up on Saturday. So if you really want to do a crochet hat class, I'll try to get this up on Saturday.
And the Riff Locale also is starting on Sunday with Susan. It's an in-store class. Both of those are in-store classes, and Susan's a wonderful instructor. So
she's
actually, all of our instructors are wonderful.
Of course.
It was so nice to be here. I was here last weekend when Evelyn was back with teaching with us for the first time in nearly 2 years. Yeah, she was teaching with us right before the pandemic started, and we had to interrupt those classes.
She sneaked her Demyakalopa with me.
That's right. That's right. So, and Seisha's added some December classes also. Yeah. So, yeah, we're squeezing them in even though it's a busy time of the year for everyone. Yeah. And definitely...
We have some good gifty classes, too. I have a macrame workshop.
The macrame one.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be a good one. We've got...
that one's in person.
That one is in person. It is December 2nd, which is, Monday or a...
Tuesday? Monday?
Maybe a Tuesday? I don't remember. It's December 2nd. Whatever day that is.
I think it's a Tuesday.
That sounds good.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Or you'll correct us below.
Exactly. So definitely check out our classes. There's a Classes at Adventure page on our website, and that will always show you the newest things that are happening
And
here.
if you're dying to see one of these classes we mentioned that are in store virtually, that's the place to comment below.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know if you want
to. Look at your screen and think, I really would love to do that class, but you don't comment below. We will never know.
That's very true.
And then we'll never do it virtually.
Yeah. You
can't be a mind reader. Well, we also have a upcoming colorwork shawl class.
Yes, that's in January.
Mosaic shawl class. That looks amazing. That's also with Evelyn.
I've seen a couple of signups come through for that in the last couple of days, right after the newsletter went out.
It's a project class.
It is, yeah.
So we have some project classes, we have some technique classes, we have some gifty project class. We try, and also let us know what kind of classes you're looking for.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you want to learn? What is the kind of thing you want to learn where you think a class would be the best way to do it?
Yeah.
As opposed to just getting out there and winging it, or doing a lot of YouTube, or
or like you were saying, you only finish sleeves if you do.
I really only finish sleeves if I have the pressure and the deadline of a class.
True.
Because otherwise, I'm like, great, I got through the interesting part, and now I have sleeves, and it'll sit there for 4 years. Comfort fade cardigan.
Literally.
It's literally
honestly,
4 years.
I am guilty of exactly the same thing, so I should not talk at all.
No, but sometimes you need a deadline pressure where I'm I gotta keep up.
Tell me, I can't tell you how many hours I spent knitting last night. Well, knitting and other things, which you will see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should get into it. Let's get into
our
finished objects.
So we are wearing
objects.
Kathleen and I are wearing our throwbacks.
Steeped throwbacks. Woohoo. And actually, not only sign up for a newsletter, but if you followed us on Instagram, you might have seen us steeking live with a bunch of our students.
Oh, you did it live?
We cut it.
We went live. Yeah, it was fun.
I know, it was very satisfying. You could hear the sneak. I know, I keep saying that, but I love that sound. We both did ours in Lucky Tweed.
Yes.
And I even got buttons on, and honestly, I wanted to wear it out of the house, so that was my pressure to put buttons on. Because I was like, I am cold, and I have to go pick up a child, which means that I can't go out with my safety pin placement. I mean, who am I kidding? I can go out with my safety pin placements, but I didn't want to have to explain it.
Which you probably have to explain it 5 times,
I would have to explain it
Jen, is that a new look or what?
I know, and I'd be like, hi, I don't have buttons. But I found my buttons, and I sewed them on.
Yeah.
And my mother should be very proud of me. It took 10 minutes. I have also...
Actually, I wove in the ends, though, for my buttons, too. The weaving in the ends took longer than sewing on the buttons.
It's a good knit night project.
It is a good knit night project. I sewed mine in with regular sewing thread.
Oh, nice.
Mostly because the buttons I used are actually slices of a twig that I got at Runback.
They're really beautiful.
Them.
Yeah.
And I had been saving them for something, but the holes are relatively small, so it was really a sew it on with thread situation.
Which that could. Well, I actually wanted to cover the middle of mine.
Yeah,
these are almost like washers that have a bar through the middle.
Yeah.
So, but I had a hard time actually finding a tapestry needle that was big enough for the worsted weight yarn. I didn't use Lucky Tweed, which, if you pull on it too hard, it will break.
It'll snap because it's.
I used some Sugar Rich Bold in black, which I had left over from my Devonshire.
I knew
where that was, and found just the right tapestry needle that fit through that hole, but still had an eye big enough for the bold. It was, yeah, that took me almost as long as sewing on the buttons.
Yeah.
And then I got those on last night, and then, yes, wove in all those ends because...
I love the yellow buttons.
They're really fun.
Like, it
They're
really
really
makes
fun.
the colors pop.
Well, there was one button that we had in the store that one of our vendors who we really liked, that they unfortunately had to close during the pandemic. They had a beautiful button that went more with the brown part of it that I would have used, but Haley, as you may have seen on some of the podcasts, did a giant button sorting thing over the summer.
She started a little company.
She did very little. We have to refill some of those Bunny's vintage buttons. So these are some of Bunny's vintage buttons that Bunny's mom just took because I provided all the tubes and everything.
Pilfered the inventory.
Pilfered the inventory as
before
payback.
these got to the store. I was looking through. I was like, all right, I need at least 6 buttons for this sweater. So I'm looking through these literally shopping bags full of buttons that are now sorted into containers by color and or size. And I'm like, aha, these are perfect.
They're perfect.
So they really are.
Perfect.
They're a tiny bit brighter than this, but I think they work fine.
Yeah.
They're really close. They're really close.
Yeah. I am very happy with how this sweater came out. We did
Yours
a lot
is
of modifications.
Yours is just
gorgeous too. Shush.
Thank you. But well, you know what? The grass is always greener, right? Like
Well,
I love mine. I do. Mine is like the color work is very bold. Like it really steps from one to the other.
Yeah.
Yours blends. They're
Mine
both
blends.
beautiful and they're different. And I'm jealous because mine doesn't look like
Well, it's so funny because when everybody was here for like our steeking party, and we'll probably have a second one because there's some folks who
we
are
had
catching up.
definitely
and
a bunch who still want to steek, but
yeah,
we're
one
not
a steak
ready.
and one a little hand holding, which
Yeah.
is totally cool. But it was great to see all of the projects at the table because I was like, oh my god, yours is so pretty. Oh my god,
They're
yours is
all
so pretty.
beautiful.
Oh my
They
god,
really-
yours is so pretty.
yeah.
And I was like, ooh, maybe I should have picked this colorway, or maybe I should have picked that colorway, or like, oh, I like how you paired that, like purple and the blue, and I'm like, the grass is always
and
greener.
maybe
the
like
ones I've
Carol
seen
who came in, you know, she's like, I like this so much now I'm going to do a throw over, and she's using some of her yarn from this with so we were saying Carol got some more yarn to make a throw over with some of her remnants of her color work from her throwback, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. So
and I know that
it is a little bit addictive. I definitely there
yeah.
were so many beautiful ones when we were doing the steeking. And actually, somebody came in the other day for buttons, and I remembered helping her pick out her colors. And she tweaked them after that, but there's like almost not a bad combination. I haven't seen one that I don't like.
There's so
many good ones.
Different ways to put it together.
Yeah.
And I know, I think Catherine also in the class is, or was in the class, and she's doing a second one as well.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
In like slightly different colors.
And I think Sheila is too, isn't she?
And I think Sheila is too.
Yeah.
Oh my
A lot of them are. But
Yeah,
it's so.
Well, I definitely could see making another one, but I'm definitely putting any like new knitting. Usually, once I finish a sweater, like that's my permission to myself to start a new sweater. Like usually within a day or two.
Yeah.
This time I am not, and you will soon see why.
You'll see why. I will say I now have to finish some other stuff, but I need to figure out also what our next sweater class is going to be. There have been requests for cables, which I think is a good request, and a couple of suggestions for other classes. But if you guys have a sweater technique, a sweater construction, something that you're interested in, that I need ideas.
So I love the idea of a cable sweater, and what do you call it? Baby Cocktails, Thea Coleman.
Yes,
so many great cables.
Yeah.
Nora Gahn does a
Yeah.
lot of those
I
are
was thinking
very complex. Most of them that I'm aware of.
I mean, that's
anyway.
the thing. It's definitely like an intermediate. Like the cables, I think will be an intermediate class. But I was looking at, and somebody had suggested Thea Coleman because I love her patterns
all of
as
her
well.
designs. Yeah, I've made several, but have so many of them in my queue actually. Widow's Kiss is a really beautiful one. Do you know that one? It's kind of sort of a boat neck. It's got like ribbing at the top, and then it goes into cables.
Oh, that might be a good one.
It's really beautiful. It reminds me of my Great Pumpkin sweater, which is one of my sweaters that I have that's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
I wear it every Halloween.
I have to take a look. But anyway, if you guys have any suggestions,
Yes. Tell us.
Tell us.
Actually, that's a good. That can be the question for this
Yes.
time. Even though
what should
the prize
I do?
won't be related to it. What sweater class
what
would you
sweater
like to
class
see?
would you like to see?
And
Any and all technique, concept, pattern. Throw out a suggestion.
Doesn't need to be the next one.
Doesn't need to be the next one, but in general, because also like I just
Is it Chuck cardigan or not cardigan? It's a pullover that has. It's by the sea names.
names.
The crop sweater for winter.
Satterland.
Satterland.
Yeah.
So that's
I
a
don't know.
different shape than you often do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is it? Is it fitted?
It's fitted, yeah. Fitted and croppy. But
This is the problem with the sweater class. It's also got to be something that I can and will wear.
Well, that you want to make.
right.
But that's still, there's a very broad range. I mean,
I'll wear a lot.
yeah,
Let's
exactly.
not.
You're not like super picky, like, oh, I'll never wear that kind of thing.
No.
But I mean, I've seen that one a lot of.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's
one,
like
too.
more 40s style.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a beautiful
Yeah.
one from Twist Collective that I think is still in my queue too. I'm trying to remember what that one is called. I'll look.
Oh,
and see.
speaking of new sweater patterns,
Yes.
I might grab it. The new pom pom
The new pom
has
So many great patterns.
spectacular patterns. Oh my goodness. Well, actually, I'll just talk about them and I'll put some of the marketing pictures up.
Yeah.
The front has the black and white
Beautiful.
stranded,
Mhm.
like the syncopation one. I think the whole issue has to do with like music syncopation and like jazz type things. But there's one in there that has stranded colorwork with the floats on the outside,
Ooh.
which I've
yeah.
sort of had niggling in my head for a while.
I've had that. That's something that's kind of I would
And
love
it's
to do
just
at some
like
point.
so cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, I mean, I'm obviously not starting any sweaters right now.
No, I gotta work on yours.
Yeah, but
So
I
do you
love
have any other finished objects, Jen?
This is all I got.
I don't have any truly finished. I'll talk about my I have one that's almost finished that I can talk about in whips. And
Do you have
actually,
anything?
this is almost finished too because I have not done my neck. I will confess, I still need. But actually, it looks pretty finished.
It looks pretty finished.
If I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't notice.
No.
But I think we talked about it earlier, and I think I am going to do an I-cord. Because I like where it's sitting, and I don't think it really needs ribbing for me right here, so...
And that's where you
I
have
let my
varieties.
children wind my yarn balls,
Oh.
and that means that I cannot pull from the inside because they're practicing.
Yeah.
But
So, Amanda.
so now wall rolls all over.
Do you
Okay.
have any finished
I
objects?
have something 16 stitches from being finished.
Oh my
That
goodness.
counts.
Oh my goodness.
I
Okay.
consider that counting.
And I'm really curious now, what is that?
I know, me too.
It's the Kitchener on the toes.
Oh, okay.
I have 8 stitches on each side left, so I just need to Kitchener them up. And
Oh,
that's it.
look how
And I
cute.
made, little sockies for Eric. I don't think these will fit on my sock.
Or
They might
Charlie,
fit on my-
right?
No, these are Eric.
These are
Oh, these are the bigger ones, right? You
yeah,
told Charlie
these are
ones
the
already.
bigger ones.
Eric
With
fits
the-
heels. Charlie's does not.
Yeah.
Right. His are
Charlie's,
tubes.
was the
Yeah.
tube sock with the cable, which, I was doing those socks to knock off a whole bunch of squares.
You did. You totally did. And sock bingo.
On my sock bingo, which was great, but was reminded of a valuable lesson I've learned in the past. What?
Harvest Moon!
Harvest Moon! Yes! That's the game where
There
there
we
are
go.
seasons and part of it has to do with farming.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest
I
Moon.
loved Harvest Moon. Played
I
for a
remember
long
that.
time.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Beth played that. I never played that.
Yeah. Sorry. I have been thinking about that for a good solid 25 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe longer. It's been in the back of my mind trying to come out.
Yep.
So wait, this one, the previous one you did out of the previous pair of socks. I can't talk. The previous pair of socks you did out of this yarn.
Yeah.
Was that the one that you did on the circulars or the magic loop?
Magic loop.
Yeah.
I did
As we
magic
say,
loop
the dreaded magic loop for Amanda.
for me. I did it all on magic loop, and my gauge was fine. No, it was fine, but I used Rye from Tin Can Knits, which is a free pattern for worsted weight socks.
I love tin
So,
can knits.
Yeah. It has a little bit of garter patterning on it, so there's like some texture going on. I just needed it for stitch count for diameter.
Yeah.
So that's what I used just to figure out my diameter, and then the rest of it I just freestyle socks. But yeah, so on the original socks, which were supposed to be for Eric, I chose the child size. But then I added a cable, a 6-stitch braid, and 2,
pearl
columns, on either side, which also squishes in. So I effectively took out, I'd say, the width of 4 stitches.
Yeah, probably.
Across the diameter of the sock, and on a worsted sock, that's enough to change the size by like a whole thing. So instead of fitting a 7-year-old, it fits a 3-year-old, and that's a big difference.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it's a good lesson, right?
Yeah. So if you're doing like a heavily cabled stitch pattern, when you do cable sweaters,
your stitch count is going to be a lot higher.
It's not the same as doing...
It's ribbing, but it doesn't stretch like ribbing does.
Right.
Because it doesn't rib the whole way across normally.
Yeah. And I've put cables down the back of my, comfort fades, and I have to go up a size in the comfort fade to make the width of the back correct once I put the cables in.
Yeah.
So otherwise, you're going to be like this.
Yep.
Well, that's why a lot of, patterns will still give you the gauge and stockinette, which is really handy for yarn substitution.
Yeah.
But when you're doing, and you're accounting for gauge in order to pick sizing, it's also helpful to have gauge across pattern.
Right.
So you can actually see the difference, like what is, 20 stitches to 4 inches in pattern could be 20 stitches to 3 inches, which makes a huge difference in fitting.
Yep.
In fitting.
So, this time, I have Play-Doh stuck to this one.
Oh no.
So sorry. So this time, I did what I should have done whenever you're knitting socks for a person you haven't knit socks before. I measured the width of his foot. Yeah. And then I looked at the pattern and chose the size appropriate for the width of his foot.
But that's the handy thing about, I feel like, Tin Can Knits patterns, is that they have sizing from like
for everybody.
Wee little baby to like the
super
big giant grown up.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, especially if you're looking for just like a target stitch count for, whether you use the patterning or not.
Yeah.
And if you want to make things that match for the whole family. Which is
And so this one, I just did 1x1 rib, leg, until it looked like about long enough for him. Turn to heel, regular standard stockinette stitch heel flap gusset, decreases till I got to the same diameter as the leg, and then wedge toe.
And did you use contrasting for heel toe?
I did. Yeah.
Nice.
I got a yarn that I have never used before, but I'm thinking this might show out in Yarnia as I really liked it. It was good,
cool.
And it's a nice to have because this is our only worsted sock yarn right now.
Right.
And
though you could use something like the Allegria Grande. I mean, that would be some pretty fancy worsted socks.
Right, and
the
twist is loosish.
Just knit them really dense.
It does have the nylon.
Right. I knit my worsted socks on like size 2 needles, and I knit my fingering socks on size 0s. So
I've never knit worsted to DK socks. I would like to.
These are so fast. This took 2 days.
Fast. My
2 days.
Very first socks I ever made were actually out of Noro Curion, which I would not recommend for socks.
Wow.
But I knit them on a size 2 wood needle.
Oh my god.
Really, really tight.
They stand up on their own?
They do. They're very, very rigid. But they also felted nicely with wear.
Yeah.
So they're perfect
they're like house socks, right? Like
house
slippers
socks,
almost.
Slipper socks, sleep socks. Yeah. Perfect. I mean, I wouldn't wear them with shoes because they would get destroyed in a heartbeat. But
and see, they would never fit in my shoes. I must wear the most tight-fitting shoes. I still need to get some shoes.
No, they would not fit in my shoes.
Yeah.
No.
Ah,
but my fingering socks don't even fit in my shoes. Like my feet stick off because I wear clogs a lot, and they kind of mold to my feet, and so my feet stick out when I still.
My fingering ones fit into my shoes, but I wear Dansko boots. So
I have a comment on that with another whip.
Yes, go into whips
until we're ready to talk about our big announcement.
Oh yeah,
not going to talk about that one.
I feel like we're teasing a ton.
We probably. All
right, so let me go. Do you have any other whips?
We're finished.
I mean,
other than your
almost finished.
Oh yes,
Appos.
I have this, and I have a sweater.
Okay, so let's talk about your whips. We'll go into whips, and then we'll circle back.
Okay. Yeah, well, this is the other new in store. Well, this is old, and we'll be moving to. No, actually, we're sold out of these. The Cerulean City. These are the Pokemon colors.
Actually, we have one left.
Back. We're back. So what are your whips?
Oh, yeah. So I've been working on my Molly Girl Pokemon squares. I've really been dedicating a lot of time to my parents' sweaters, so I did not get done this month with all of my squares and all of my stripes, which is stressing me out a little bit, but I figure over the holidays, between Christmas and New Year's, I'm going to have it because I demand it.
Some time off.
Yes. Not even time off, but just like chill time with the kids. They play Animal Crossing, I knit, and then they knit and I play Animal Crossing. I told Eric he has to learn how to knit over Christmas break.
Totally should. That's a great idea. Yeah.
And he's like, why? I'm like, 'cause you have to learn how to run the store by the time you're 12.
Yes.
So
guess what, kid?
Yeah. You're my partner on Sunday afternoons. So these are the colors from Cerulean City, which I'm not done yet. Cerulean City has the water gem. And this was Psyduck. And this is Omanite.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Horsey. See, I remember them much better after I've sat with them and knitted them up.
Sure, exactly.
I love Horsey.
Yeah, it's really pretty, right?
It's really
This would be a really pretty sweater.
Oh,
that'd
be gorgeous.
And as of now, we do have one of these left.
Oh, we do?
Because I thought we didn't, but it was,
one more.
We do. We have one as
we'll
a
see if it's
day.
still.
It's so weird. Those, they sit for like 3 weeks, and then in 4 days, the rest of them sell out.
It's like a run.
Well, maybe everybody else is trying to catch up on their
maybe.
That's true.
Last ones, too. Yeah.
And which one's that one?
This is Starmie. Yeah, and then I have one more at home from this one. That was the dark purple.
Oh, yeah.
With the little yellow or something? Is that the...
I don't remember it.
Oh, Cloister.
Yes.
Or Shelter.
Shelter?
Yeah, Shelter, not Cloister.
Cloister is the evolved form of Shelter.
So that's what I've been working on over here, and this is what I do a lot of times when I just need a,
brain break.
Either I do worsted socks, right, but now those are done, so this is my standard on a conference call, not actually paying attention when I'm knitting, paying attention to the conference call, but making lots of progress.
Busy. Yep. Keep your hands busy making
That's
progress.
a good project to have for that, where you just
yeah,
it's almost automatic.
Yeah,
for
absolutely. Sure. So that's great. And then my other big whip is I showed you Dad's last week, and I would show you this one this week. Cool. I had grand plans of finishing the body, and I did not.
Oh, you're so close, though.
I am so close. There is no excuse. But
there's lots of excuses.
Well, my excuse is I really love knitting the brioche, and so I just kept on knitting the
sweater.
brioche. Yeah, I finished the whole front, and now I'm halfway up the back.
Nice.
And I'm going to finish it by next week for sure, because the brioche is so fun. I love it. And the decreases, they look beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's awesome. Cool. I love it.
I'm going to have to, I do want to make Jean a sweater probably in January, or, start it in the new year.
Yeah.
That's actually something we could do too, a men's sweater
class.
Yeah. That would be great. I could totally do a men's sweater class because my dad is always cold and likes wool and wants to wear, he also has boring taste though. So it would have to be an interesting men's sweater class.
Yeah.
But no, he would totally wear that.
But I was thinking, maybe I'll make that one for Jean, the Oshima for him.
Yeah. And I don't know if you follow the blog, the real writing blog, Yarn Harlot.
Yeah.
She's making an Oshima for him as well.
That's right, you said that, yeah.
It's a good, dude sweater.
Yeah.
Enough interest for the knitter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too froofy for anyone who is, a little, I'm scared of style.
And so often the men's sweaters that I see that I like are, either very heavily cabled or, a knit purl pattern where you pay so much attention. I'm not up for that right now.
Right.
No. Sometimes you just need, a good...
Yeah. I'll get it done a lot faster if it's something where it's straight knitting on the body and then some brioche. That's fun. You get to the fun part.
It is fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Yarn Harlot. I was actually interested because she's on the brioche part as well. Mm-hmm. She's exactly where I am, or at least her last post, halfway up the back. And she's oh, it's such a slog. I'm seriously? This is the most fun. I can't. I'm putting everything else aside to do this. How did you enjoy doing the bottom up sleeves? And this is what you find a slog. I don't get it, but.
Everyone has different things that they like. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Different people like different parts of the knitting process, and I just love this. Although reading her blog about it, I might do the sleeves bottom up.
Really?
Wow.
Why
not? Well, because that's how the pattern's written, and I sort of don't want to.
You don't want to
mess it up for my dad's sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I seam really well.
Yeah,
and you do seam really well.
You do a nice job.
I know that if I seam them in, it's going to look really neat. And sometimes by picking up, it's not bad, but it looks handmade.
You gotta pick up 2 strands.
I know. Yeah, I do.
was the one who didn't do that originally.
Up 2 strands.
I remember you like not yelling at me, like scolding.
I didn't yell at you, but I was
scolding
like,
me very cutely. It was like,
you did that on a podcast with me. You were looking at my socks, and you're like,
no.
how did you pick that up? And I'm like, I did it like this, and then I twist them, and it looks great. And you're like,
no.
that's an interesting style choice. I'm like,
Yeah,
is that not how you're
ever
supposed
since
to do it?
my button ends look much better since I started listening to Jen.
yay!
They do.
I think that might have been a podcast like
was some of
spring
the
of
early
2019.
Yeah.
It was after the first year. It was, yeah. If you want to
Sorry.
Well, and then I did these, and look at that. Pick up.
It looks
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
It looks
Yep.
nice and sturdy.
Yep.
It doesn't pull and doesn't thread and no little, you don't have to
Yeah.
twist anything.
That's right.
Good job. Wait, I want to see what your
Gold
mom's
stars.
sweater.
Yeah,
I know.
so
Seriously.
have
I
you
would
finished
give
your
you
buttonholes
gold
on this?
star.
Have you done your
I
last
finished
buttonhole?
all the buttonholes.
Yay!
That's good. That was a milestone.
I finished all the buttonholes. I'm another inch beyond the buttonholes. I've
Okay.
got like,
How much more do you have to do?
yeah, so this is the RippleJacket by Hinterm Stein. I am almost done with the body. This is, yeah, making really good progress. I think I have 16 more rows of this pattern, and then there are like 8 rows of like a garter band at the bottom.
Okay. So that's going to be the finishing edge.
That's the finishing edge.
Nice.
So I think that's it. I mean,
look how nice that
if
looks.
I had like a full set Sunday afternoon or something, I could
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
And then you just have sleeves?
And then I just have sleeves.
You're so close.
I am close. It'll be good. And this one is all contiguous, so the sleeves are already on
Yeah,
holders.
that's
It's
so
all set to
perfect.
pick up.
So fun. Love that.
So top down for
Yeah,
your sleeves.
definitely top down on this one. That's how the pattern's written. I'm following, and this pattern is extremely detailed and intentional. So
It's got such
what-
nice
it
design
does.
features.
I think did I put it on last time? I forget.
You put it
I
on
think you-
I put it on
midnight.
Oh yeah, I put it on at midnight. Okay. I put it on one of the mannequins and showed a picture here.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's what I was
Before,
thinking of.
when I finish the body, I'll put it on next time. But this time I have a big floofy turtleneck.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's not
It's
what
not
I'm
going to fit
wearing
over your
today.
fluffy turn. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes. What are you
Yeah,
wearing?
I'm wearing Metropolis by Tanis Lavallee.
Ooh,
So
and you're
pretty.
so fuzzy.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Well, it wasn't meant to be fuzzy. I mean, it wasn't written to be fuzzy. It's
It
an
looks
Aran
nice
weight.
fuzzy though.
Yeah, it's an Aran weight sweater, and this is the knitted wet Targy Bulky.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the Targy Bulky, which was just a smidge too light for the gauge of this pattern. So how do you fix that?
Add a mohair
You
strand.
add a strand of silk mohair,
Yep.
And
it
it's
fixes
so
your gauge.
pretty.
Yeah.
And that was sort of what I did here too.
Mhm.
My mom
Right,
wanted to
right.
use the cotton cashmere. The gauge was too light, and so I added a strand of the silk fingering with it.
And it just looks
It looks so nice. I love
and it's
it.
like tweedy,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Chanel-y.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that's how you fix. Like if you're dead set on using a certain yarn with a certain pattern, right?
And they don't
But they don't
mesh
go
as is.
together,
Yeah.
especially if the yarn is too light. You can always carry
Layer.
something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
carry something with it, and then you can use that yarn. But don't just try to change the gauge of a yarn to a gauge it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
there's a
should
lot
have-
of work with
that
that.
will-
We should have a swatch of that in the store after you're done with your sweater, just
To
to
see
show
how
what
they
it looks
combo.
like.
Here,
To
come
show.
swatch.
Ah, thanks.
That.
Perfect. No, it's nice because I think it's like it completely illustrates your point.
And it shows how, you might not think to combine two yarns that are similar tones but totally different colors and different brands and
Yep.
different everything, but it works really well.
It does. This is so beautiful. I love the tweediness of it
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
rustic
It's such a
silk
great-
in there.
It turned out well.
So it's cotton cashmere, Rowan cotton cashmere, and El Rey rustic silk,
Yep,
which is such a lovely
which is
combo.
100% silk,
Mhm.
and then the cotton cashmere is cotton and cashmere.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Cool. All right, that'll go
All right,
out in
cool.
the store.
All right, any more whips other than your special whip that we're going to get to in
No.
a moment?
But I forgot to mention
yes.
that the next set is out, and we are moving along in Pokemon. So the last one was
Cerulean City.
Cerulean City, and this is Vermilion City, where they have the electric gem. So this is the set for the next time. I have not opened mine yet because obviously I'm still in Cerulean City. I need to train some more before I go to the next gym. But we have Electabuzz here. This is Jolteon. This is Voltorb. Raichu, which is the evolution of Pikachu. And this one is Magnemite, which I just love this gray, and it has the little red and blue on it. But also, I have been shiny hunting a Magnemite. I want a shiny Magnemite so bad.
I got a shiny Magnemite.
So did Beth, my daughter. She took a picture of it and sent it to me. She's like, look at this one. It's so cute. It's gold. I like it. I want a shiny Magnemite, but I do not have one. And this is the standard colors of Magnemite, and they are really pretty too. So, anyway.
For those who don't do Pokemon, a shiny Pokemon is the exact same as a regular Pokemon. It's just different colors. And they have a little sparkle.
They have
really
glitter
cute.
around.
They have glitter. They're like, oh.
What's your favorite shiny that you have?
My favorite shiny that I have a shiny, what's the one that wears the skull on his head?
Duskull?
No, the other one. The rat that wears
Cubone?
Cubone. I have a shiny Cubone that is like a shimmery forest green.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's like 10 CP. He's terrible. He's a terrible, terrible Pokemon. And he's so pretty and I love him.
I have a Ralts that's a 10. That's a shiny.
10 is not good?
No.
I have a,
that's the lowest
it's the
power
lowest
you can
power you can have. And you can power them up, but it's worthless. And he's like 0 stars too. So I'm like, you're a waste.
You're here because you're cute.
But you're so pretty.
Right.
We value you for who you are and your looks. Sorry.
I want a shiny Cubone too.
I know
they are toys. I mean, they are truly
toys. They're pocket monsters. I mean, come on.
Exactly. That's where it's appropriate to focus on that.
Yeah, totally. I have one sleeve of my Avalanche.
Woo-hoo!
Finally done.
Yay.
And I have one more to go.
I don't even know where my Avalanche is.
I know.
I haven't taken out all my photos.
What is hilarious is that I was like, I'm going to do an Avalanche. And I got the yarn. And Kathleen was like, I'm going to do an Avalanche.
It's like, that's a great idea. I think I'll do an Avalanche.
Got the yarn, knit the whole damn thing. And then I'm like, well, crap, I'm putting mine down for a while.
That was when
you lapped me like 3 times.
That was when I was like, what else can I knit in Lucky Tweed? It was one of those, I just, I had a color of Lucky Tweed I wanted to use, and it was great for that pattern.
I know, I think it's going to be really cute. I tweaked the lace pattern ever so slightly, because I don't remember why. Because why
not? It's really pretty.
I adjusted the way the decreases went. So, I remember why, because I didn't like the way that the decreases were lining up. I center double decrease instead of, I didn't like the...
alternating.
Yeah. And so I did the sleeves, which did not take me that long. After putting it down for 4 months. Yeah, 3/4. Same length as this. It's the exact same. I like this fit.
That's your length. That's
otherwise, I just shove them up. And then I stretch them out, and then I have to reblock. And so I did at the knitting circle last week. I finished the tubular bind off. And so then I have one sleeve, and then I have to block it.
Yay.
This is going to be good for the holidays. This is a really
absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Good idea.
And I'm just going to wear
one of those annoying jingle bell necklaces.
Oh my god.
I love those.
It would be perfect. I do too. But they get, when you have 5 children in your house all wearing them, they get a little annoying.
I hide them.
But they are really cute.
They are really cute.
I like wearing them as me because they just give me a little joy all day long.
Exactly.
And you're an adult and you don't
and you can do that.
Ring them incessantly in someone's face.
Hi, mommy. Shake, 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 shake.
I have also teeny tiny Christmas lights, like really minuscule ones. I have those in like 3 sizes, but the teeny tiny ones I got years ago, and like every year like another one falls off, but I still wear it. They're so cute.
Oh my goodness. So this is my current whip. I mean, I have others, but this is the one that I'm going to focus on. Heidi Kirrmaier, Avalanche, love it. Is this my needle tip?
Yeah,
yes. Oh, okay, good. It's attached.
It's attached.
Just checking. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
So what whips do you
So
have?
I have a couple of whips with me, but the one that has been occupying me, and I did talk about it, I think 2 podcasts ago, as well as last podcast, the Christmas stockings.
That's
so
I don't. What my goal was to have one of them done for today. Oh my God, what was I thinking?
How many are you doing?
2.
Oh.
So this is a pretty extensive project because in here I have the stocking that the customer who convinced me to make these gave me. This is the sample stocking from her son who was born in 1988.
Oh, wow.
So cute. And she didn't make it herself. I think it was her mother-in-law who made it.
Okay.
Who is no longer knitting. So she was looking for someone to make it for her son's children, for her grandchildren.
Oh,
So
I love that.
basically I had to figure out the pattern from the stocking.
Yeah.
Chart. Let's do a Santa comparison. I tweaked the Santa a little bit. I made his hat better from my perspective. So yeah, you're not gonna. We're too far away, but
That's okay.
did a slight thing, and then yeah. So
1988 Santa.
2021.
21st century Santa.
yeah. So I just tweaked it a tiny bit.
I like it.
And I found a new train.
It's like when they take movies and they remaster them.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So it's high def.
Yes.
It's a high def Santa.
Yeah, I found a new train that I thought would be simpler. I was talking to Jen and Amanda about this the other day. I could have actually done this in Intarsia, but I said, the original was duplicate stitch. I'll duplicate stitch it. Oh my God, you would not believe how many hours all this duplicate. Well, to do duplicate stitch nicely, you have to take your time.
You have to take your time.
That's one of those
you
things you
have to
cannot rush it. And
lay the yarn down so it
Yep.
covers nicely.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I mean,
so-
it's...
So the Santa I'm really happy with. Santa was what I did last night after I sewed on my buttons. So I
Yeah,
got that
Santa
far.
looks great.
Thank you. I'm really happy with Santa.
The train looks great too. I think the
Yeah.
whole thing looks great.
It's cute. I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
a little more well, this is kind of childlike too. I don't
It's a
know.
train.
I didn't feel like charting from this, so I just looked online for a train that I could chart. So that's that. And the other child, her other grandchild, is a fan of cars. So I have
they
to
get
do
a car.
So it's going to be the same as this, but with a car instead of the train.
I love that.
So yeah, so I'm onto the heel, flap, and gusset, and
Yay!
a little more. And the way this is going, basically, I started these in January, and then I put them down for like 8 months, 9 months.
This is what happens when you put things down. Look at
This
me.
is what happens. So yeah, it was when I had to find the train to chart. That was kind of when I was like,
yeah.
I'm not going to do this right now. So yeah, now that I'm back on it, it's moving pretty quickly. But
She'll have them in plenty of time.
yeah. I mean, she would like them by the first week of December. I'm glad she didn't say
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, because that would be
That's
like the 5th thing stressing me before.
Yeah.
I know.
Seriously.
But I think it looks great.
Thank you. My note to myself, though, that, like when your past self leaves notes for your future self that you find
Yes.
very helpful, my past self said, do the Intarsia for the section before moving on to the next color, which was an excellent
Oh,
tip,
good
because
call.
not Intarsia, do the duplicate stitch. Because even doing it for this far, like I went up rolling the top of this back last night to do the top of his hat and everything,
Mm-hmm.
just the more, if this whole thing were done, it would be really annoying to be doing this.
Yeah, because you can't.
You want to be able to reach from both ends.
You gotta
and
go
everything.
in the tube and then not from
Yeah.
the top of the
Yeah.
tube. That makes total
Yeah.
sense.
So that was a
Your
handy
past
tip
self
that
is
I,
very smart.
it was very thoughtful. So yeah. So anyway, I'm
Roxanne
you
Richardson is doing stockings for some family members, family members adjacent, boyfriends of her daughter, or something like that. But she is she's doing stranded, and she designed her charts. But she's knitting a tube, and then cutting in and doing afterthought, heels and toes.
Fun. Nice.
Smart.
Yes,
Like
I was
that.
thinking about that, like as you were saying. Like, she's just doing the whole tube, and then it's
And
going to
then-
cut in after and put in
That's
the
fun.
heels and toes, which is like the perfect thing. I know Jen's heels and toes, afterthought heels and toes class is tonight, but it's super high demand. I'm sure we'll have.
We'll do another one.
We'll wind up doing another one. Yeah.
I would not suggest anyway starting a Christmas stocking now.
No.
Sorry.
Not unless you have nothing else to knit.
Newsflash. It's late
I
for
would
that.
do it.
Not unless you have nothing else to be doing.
But I'm crazy.
and are
And
not
I
hosting
also,
Thanksgiving.
years ago I made a felt handmade felt advent calendar that I started on Thanksgiving. And I was like, all right, well, I'm good with deadlines sometimes.
Yeah,
whereas like,
deadlines are
I
very
gotta
motivating.
get 5 days ahead. So I was done by December 20th.
Oh, nice.
I had the
Nice.
whole like advent calendar itself, and I was just working on the ornaments that were hanging on the tree.
12 of 24, 5 ornaments done of my felt one that we started when Lily was 9 and now she's 16. Maybe I'll finish it this year.
If I had started ahead of time, I would be in your position. If I am like, oh my god, I gotta finish it, and like
done.
work with the hyper focus as it goes.
I think maybe I can finish it this year, although I've got 4 sleeves to do. So
you got
we shall
4
see.
sleeves to do. You gotta do it.
You'll see.
Do we have
So-
any other whips?
So, I do have some other whips. So, yeah, let me stick these away. Yeah, so that's stocking 1. Stocking 1 definitely should be done by the next podcast. And then stocking 2 needs to get started, which, you know, it's kind of like the second sleeve. It does always go faster because you've
Always
already
goes
done
faster.
the hard work of figuring out every little detail. And
And
actually,
you're in the groove.
yeah. We have talked about doing Vlogmas this year.
Yes,
we
we're
have
totally
plans
doing
for-
it. I
So
need
are
to
we
reach
not
out-
going to podcast then if we're doing Vlogmas?
No, we're going to podcast.
We're
Okay.
gonna do both.
Good.
We're going to do both.
Even better.
Vlogmas, if you don't know what Vlogmas is, that's every day during December up till either Christmas or New Year's when we peter out. We post a video every day. It's not an hour and 20 minutes.
No.
No.
It's like
It's like
5 or 10
10,
minutes.
15, yeah, 5.
This is
yeah,
what
5.
we're doing at home today. This is how we celebrate our holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get like a little, it's like a sort of a sneak peek into our lives. And,
Yeah.
you know, the things
And
we're doing.
we started talking about it over the summer when Haley was still with us. So
Yeah.
we are going to do the 3 of us plus Haley, who is going to be home for a lot of it. And yeah, I think it's going to be really fun.
What are her
I think it's going to
exams?
be really
She'll
fun.
have to do a Vlogmas cramming for her exams and how
Yes.
she
Yeah.
sets up her
Really.
study.
Yeah. And
Right.
actually, she probably can do a room tour now. She switched rooms. It's been a little
Yay,
much, but
Haley!
she switched rooms. She's really happy.
I'm
So-
looking at this, and
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
So this is me preparing for tonight's heels and toes class. Well, I did the toes already because I know how to do the toes. I know I like my toes. And so I did, these were cranked by Clementine. Actually cranked by me by
Oh, yeah.
Clementine, which is like
Yay!
the one so far that I've successfully done.
Y'all got it.
I'm
got
not
it.
the best on Clementine.
Mine are on the back table. I have.
Jen and Seisha are the best on Clementine. So
Yeah, Stacia's killing it.
she is. She
She's
is.
like,
well, she loves it.
she and
She's here all the
Clementine,
time.
man.
They're tight.
They're like this.
So, yeah, I separated my tube, I did my toes, I did the cups first, and then I tipped them with a couple of rows.
I love that.
So this is one of these little guys, in fact, it's this color.
Oh, yeah.
And I weighed it before I started and after. Those are 25-gram balls, which is really nice. It's like
It's a good amount.
A lot of times minis are 20 at the max.
Yeah.
These are 25, so it really gives you plenty of courage. There's still 16 grams left after doing tipping and that. So
Perfect.
I think
You will have
for-
more than
you'll
enough.
have plenty really for any, unless they're like really giant feet.
Yeah.
Set of heels and toes.
Yeah.
And
I think
I've got
that's
like
great.
size 9 feet. So
I
these are
really
plenty.
love the self-ribbing. That was one thing that
Yeah.
I've done on a couple of mine
Mhm.
with tubes, but I love tipping it with a contrast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that.
And you know, I stole it from the Crazy Sock Lady. So
Thank you, Crazy Sock Lady. That's an excellent plan.
we like that.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I turned the rest of my tube inside out because I was inspired by the ones you did last time. So many of, especially, you know, any of these variegated yarns, the inside is just as pretty as the outside.
really
It's just like with
pretty.
the floats, you know what I mean? It's just one of those
Really, really
things
pretty.
where whenever I'm working on something, I always usually am fascinated by what the inside looks like too.
Yeah.
So, like that.
I know.
Right?
Love.
Flash your
I
floats.
love that.
Flash
Yeah.
your floats.
I
So,
love that.
but I will probably make minis out of these at some point.
I love
inside out.
that.
I think that's really fun.
I think it's such a
So.
cute thing. And also, if your feet are sensitive, like
Yes.
the stockinette side, the knit side of
That's-
stockinette is so smooth on the bottom
Yeah.
of your feet.
That
you might
is
as well throw the
One
pearl
reason
side out.
that is one of the reasons I haven't gotten as into knitted socks. I am like the princess and the pea with
Yeah.
my with things with my
If it's a
feet.
little fussy,
So,
and like,
and I did start doing a pattern at one point for the inside out, but then Andrea Mowry didn't actually finish it.
and so you're like, well, no.
I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's one, and then the other is an almost whip, which I am going to do. I've got my tube from the Regia Boho colors.
Oh yeah.
That
nice.
Yeah, this was the first one.
That was the
picked for
first
me.
one that I picked for you.
Yep. So this is like from the summer, actually, from when
I love
we first
that.
got
I
them.
love the way it pools.
And look how great it looks with the West Yorkshire spinners.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect.
so perfect. So
perfect.
I will do something with those. So this, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do toes during class tonight with this or something. Yeah.
That works.
So that is most of what I'm working on. So a lot of sock stuff. A lot of sock stuff.
Do we have any more whips, or can we move to our big special news?
Move to the big
Well,
special news.
Big special news.
A whip associated with the big.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's start with
The big special news.
the big special news. Is we have La Bien Aimee.
Yay! We're so excited. We were
so
if you
thrilled.
do follow us on Instagram, we were I don't know. Some people enjoyed the build up. Some people said it was
Some
a
people
little
were
obnoxious.
tormented. I love the tormented. Sorry, I'm evil.
It's okay.
They were like, I have to know, and I'm like,
A lot
it.
of people did guess. A
I
lot
love
of
it.
people guessed, and we had to be a little cagey not to kind of spoil the whole thing. But
I know, be like, maybe you're
yeah,
right.
so we had a preview on Sunday night for everyone who's or everyone who has signed up for our loyalty program. Whose
Swatch
local
points.
was invited to come,
Which,
and a
by
lot
the
of people
way,
came. Yeah, which was
You
really
can
nice.
sign up for Swatch Points, so if you don't
Yeah,
want to
if
miss
you're
out
local or
on these
not.
things,
Yeah. Mhm.
go to our website, and there's like a little pop-up thing down in the lower corner that says rewards program.
Yeah.
So sign up for that. It's a little orange doohickey.
Well, and plus you can get discounts.
Yeah, and then you get discounts,
Exactly.
guys. Like, come on.
Exactly.
And it's free to sign up, so you don't have to do anything.
And we
Other
have
than sign
plans
up.
for other things like special, but as with
Yes.
all of our plans, it takes about a year and a half to
Yeah.
come to fruition.
When we get our
even-
act together.
Even though there were three of us, it's like, yeah.
I know. But, I mean, so we had our Swatch Points preview on Sunday, and then we opened doors on Monday with an entire wall
Yes.
of La Bien
Actually, we can
Aimee.
throw in a picture
I'll
of
put
that
some
too
pictures,
because
yeah.
yeah.
So we have 3 bases of La Bien Aimee, which is Hand Dyed in Paris by Aimee.
Amy.
And it
This is
is
heavy. Actually, let's.
which one is that one
This
first?
is Super Sock.
This is Merino Super Sock fingering weight. This one is Morganite. Sorry, I can't talk. And I'm thinking Pokemon. This is Cocoa. This one I love is Glacier.
Yep.
This is just a selection because we
Yeah.
didn't grab all of it. Oh, Ponyo and
Ponyo Suzuki, and then there's a gray one in there that is another one.
Totoro
but-
and Mai.
Yes, Totoro
Yep.
and Mai.
Yes,
Yep.
is that it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like grab.
And
I
Amy's
love-
flashy lipstick.
Totoro and Mai.
So if you're a fan
I need this
of what's the name? Oh, what's the
Miyazaki.
yeah of his.
Totoro.
So that's 2 of their special colors.
Everything is awesome.
Which we were singing on Sunday.
Yes.
We were
Because-
and dancing.
And dancing.
Not just
Grello,
us.
which has
Ah.
been that is one of her most popular colors. That
Grello,
has been
which is
flying
like
off the shelves.
Classic La Bien Aimee.
Did you say Ichigo?
I did not say Ichigo.
Ichigo is the light
Ichigo
pink
is
with the little
so
pops.
pretty. So we have 18 colors of Merino Super Soft.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we also have
18 colors.
18 colors of
Cashmerino.
Cashmerino.
A lot of times we only get a dozen colors of
Yes.
things,
Which
But we
couldn't-
could not stop.
We couldn't
We
stop.
were just
we each picked
Stone
6.
Crop. Oh, love this one. This is the very Amanda color, although I think you and I both picked it. Dusk. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
This is my favorite in the whole wide world, and I love it.
This is Grello in the Cashmerino.
Grello
Which
in
it's so nice to see. Like the bases take the colors a little bit differently.
Yes, the Cashmerino is 75 superwash merino, 15 cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's like a cloud.
And it has 474 yards.
Yeah. This
I
is
love
Patagonia.
it.
I love it.
Patagonia
It
too.
feels so good. This
There were
one-
some colors. Well, you saw the Grello we got in 2 bases. There were other
Yeah.
colors we got in a couple of bases too. This is Amy's sweater, which
I
we
love
got
Amy's
this.
sweater.
not
That might
only
be
in
Amanda's
Cashmerino,
This
but
looks
also
very Amanda sweater.
also-
How
know.
many can I hold in one hand without dropping?
Let's see. Oh, this is another. They're all beautiful. What am I?
And I like that
saying?
pink.
Is that Magellanic
Magellanic
Clouds?
Clouds.
Magellanic clouds.
Yeah.
And then Damask.
Is that Bois de Rose? Oh, that's
Yeah.
Damask.
That's
Yeah.
Damask. So we only grabbed like a couple of the overs of.
But you can see all
Each
of
of
them
them.
online, and I will link them down.
Yes,
The-
they're
yes.
all available
The
for
pictures
sale
are great.
online, in store. We also have a very select number of special La Bien Aimee bags, the black market bag, and
Black Market.
Oh, black
I was like, I
market.
didn't even think about
Oh,
that.
I didn't either. And we have pink striped bags, we have already sold out of the yellow striped.
And we are actually close
bags.
to being out of the pink. They
And
may
we
be
are
gone by the
almost
time.
out of the pink.
I think we have 2 left.
I have a pink one, which I love because I can see it in my house. It is vibrant pink.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
it is
vibrant
very
like-
pink.
But we also have a third base.
Yes,
Of
which is
super
Merino DK.
Merino DK. Oh,
love that
look at
one.
this color.
So
I want
Sue,
to
right?
source out of these
Yeah.
too.
So
many.
Drea.
Drea.
And these are 100% superwash merino.
And they are amazing. They're
perfect
so
for a
gorgeous.
sweater. This is another
252
Drea.
yards. Yeah, the Drea is one of the colors that the
Higgalia.
Comfort Fade Cardi was designed
Right.
in.
Look
Yeah.
at the Higgalia.
Yeah. This is Nymeria, which
Oh,
that's another
love
one we got in
Nymeria.
multiple bases. Yeah,
This is where I have a problem because I don't tend to wear white or cream because I spill things.
I do too.
But
I'm
I
so
love
messy.
this so much.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
That would be a gorgeous
Wouldn't
cardigan.
this be a beautiful sweater?
You know what? A love note.
Kathleen just took it back.
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
don't
so
love note.
I will also say the yardage on this is fantastic. It's 252 yards with DK.
Yeah.
For
Actually,
115 grams gain.
This
which
would
is
be
a little
too
bit more
close
than
to my
normal.
love note that I already have, so I need to
Oh,
pick a
well
different
then I'll
color.
just take it back.
Well, we have more too.
it'll just
As
be
Amanda
mine.
said, we have a whole wall hanging. Oh,
We have a whole wall hanging.
RGO tomato.
RGO tomato. Really good tomato.
This is Aimee's sweater. This is what I was talking about before that we also have in the Cashmerino.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, there were some
Cashmerino,
colors that we
that's
we had to get in multiple bases,
Yeah.
Right?
Because
Because
And
it's-
also, I mean, this is Amy's sweater.
yeah,
Come on, you need a sweater out of
and
this.
also this is our first order, and with the way some things have already moved, we obviously are going to be ordering again. Oh,
Yes.
that is not.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was.
So we are.
all right, I
I
think
think
we only have one.
Are
in
we
DK.
the only store in New Jersey that
We
has
are.
this at the
We
moment?
are. And
So,
really,
yeah.
there are only about 10 in the whole U.S.
They're not very
honestly.
many, but we are super, super happy to be carrying La Bien-Aimée, and also we'd be remiss in saying that Stacia, our very own Stacia,
Yeah.
has a pattern in Amy's new worsted book that is coming out, has come out?
Has come out.
Has come out.
Is coming. It was delayed.
Is coming out. Oh, it was
It's-
delayed. Okay.
Well, by the time this comes out, maybe no. I think it's
But
next
one
week.
of our customers had the.
She may have gotten it at Rhinebeck.
Oh.
I thought they didn't have any at Rhinebeck.
I thought they did.
No, Amy said they
Oh.
didn't.
Yeah, they were delayed.
They were
but
delayed.
she
That- it was
had
supposed to be the
She'd
launch.
seen it. She was like, "This is the." She bought one of the DKs to make a shawl out of, and so she's telling it. Stacia and I were at the counter. She's telling it, and Stacia says, "Which pattern?" Because I have a pattern in that book, and she's like, "This is the pattern." And Stacia's like,
That's my
"That's
pattern.
my pattern." So then she was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have a picture with you."
So,
So it was awesome.
I
It was
love
so fun.
it.
so dear Stacia is the one who connected us with
Yes.
Amy and La Bien-Aimée, and we are super grateful for her.
And we are
doing that.
so excited to see her pattern come out in the
Yes.
book, and we're so excited to see the book, and that
And we
are
will be doing a
hopeful-
knit along for her pattern.
Yes, we will be doing a knit along
once
for her
We
pattern.
can get
Um,
because that is in
done
the
in Corey worsted.
the Corey worsted, which but at the time we were ordering, there was none available to order, but
Yes.
we
Right.
will definitely be ordering.
So look for that coming soon.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, check our website, shopyarnia.com, and look at the gorgeous colors of La Bien-Aimée,
Yeah.
and then come into the store and check it out, because seriously, the Cashmerino, I'm
It's
Heading this
I
Wow.
know.
So
It's spectacular. I'm going to have a shawl, but that's going to have to take till after.
Yes.
I needed to look at it for a while to figure out what colors I
Oh yeah, so did you have something you wanted
Yes.
to say? Was there any progress?
But some things
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about because I've been thinking about them for months.
Ah.
Long-time viewers might know I'm a big
Oh, that's right.
podcast watcher.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Grocery Girls, which are a knitting podcast out of Edmonton, Canada,
They're
two
awesome.
sisters,
Mm-hmm.
totally irreverent, and they don't bleep their swearing. FYI.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, so they had two colors. Each sister had a color that Aimee designed for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we have both of those colors. And then they each designed a sock for their respective color. So, I know.
Fun.
So this was Jodi's color. This is the Jasper.
I love that color.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's like a light teal turquoise, and it has darker teal
Greeny
speckles
aqua,
and
yeah.
some like what's the like
A little like
rusty
tawny, rusty.
yeah.
Really pretty.
Bits
So
and
this is
bobs.
that one. The other Grocery Girls color, which we also have a sienna, which is like a dusky rose with speckles, and the super sock. That's cashmere.
It's similar.
That's cashmere. I didn't grab all of them, so it might be in another bin.
Nope.
Damask.
Darker pink sock.
I remember seeing it.
It may all be on the wall.
It may be on the wall.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put a picture in here. But Jodi's sock, she threw in a pop of Flora Morganite. And I saw these socks.
Love that. I love
and
them
I
together.
love them so much. And so that's what I cast on last night. Here, I'll show you. And up close because it's just a little teeny socky top.
Little baby sock.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Here, there we go.
I'll go grab that.
So,
It's up there.
this is the beginning of Jodi's sock and the Jasper and Flora Morganite, and I am so excited to have them. So, yay. And I think there's enough yardage in these that even after I finish this pair of socks with the two together, I think I can knit another pair of socks out of each color by itself.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah, probably.
Because there's a ton of yardage.
Amazing. The yardage is just amazing on these. So here is sienna.
Oh, yeah, there's the sienna.
Ah, love
Yeah.
sienna.
Yeah, so that's the sienna, which is like a brownie rose with
really
darker pink speckles.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
This is Flora Morganite. This is Ichigo, and this is Panyo.
That
and
would be
Suzuki.
a nice for your fade.
Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So pretty.
We love those brights colors. Yeah, so we got a selection of brights, a selection of the more muted. I mean, there were so many great options. It was really hard to pick. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go ahead and check out our feed, because by the time the podcast is up, we'll have already finished kind of our whole feature on each of the different yarns, and we threw in some color combos that we put together. So if you like those, you can either call us or email us and say, Frame 7 on Instagram, I want that set.
This one. I want this one. And also, we should say our giveaway for this episode.
Yes.
So, comment
if you've
below.
lasted this long, right?
Hopefully, you sat it out, because those of you who have will
Get to choose a skein
of Merino Super Sock
Of
from
Super
Love
Sock.
Anime
Yay.
of what we have.
So actually, we had another.
So
the
our
was
question
cable sweater.
was, what should we do?
What should we do for the sweater class?
Or what are you interested in learning in a sweater class?
Yeah.
So comment below, and you could win.
And it'll be your choice of whatever we have in stock at the time of that base.
A skein of Love Anime Super Sock.
Great for socks, great for shawls, great for just petting.
Great for anything. It's really lovely.
I was going to tell you earlier. This is feel how light the socks are, though.
Yeah,
Ooh.
These might actually fit in my shoes.
That's what I was saying. When she was saying that earlier, I was like, I have an idea for you.
Yeah,
Ooh,
really.
This is the Super Sock?
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Right?
So nice.
Yeah.
So which pattern is that, Amanda? Did you say?
This is, I forget the name of it.
It's
here.
really pretty. I like it.
Hold
I like
on.
it.
Let me look it up real quick so I can
look it
say
up.
it.
So do not forget to comment below. Do we have anything else while Amanda is looking up?
Jasper Ridge.
Okay.
Jasper Ridge socks by
That
Jodi
makes a lot
Long.
of sense.
Yeah. So Jodi Brown.
Jodi Brown.
Yes.
Cool.
So guys, I think that probably does it for our podcast today.
I think so.
Thank you for watching.
As always.
As always, remember to like and subscribe down below, and then click the little alarm bell so you get notifications.
Share with your friends.
Share with your friends.
And actually, I really do have to say, because I know you guys also read the comments, but like I'm the one who responds to the comments and everything. We really appreciate what a loyal audience we have. Like every time, people say how much they love the podcast, and we love that. We really it makes us feel
we
really
love
good.
you guys,
And we love that the information that we share is helpful and everything. Like
absolutely,
that's so much. Oh, we didn't answer the question again. All right, so maybe we'll even put a thing in.
It's after 11 o'clock too.
Do you need to go or not?
Well, I mean, eventually.
Theoretically. All right. So, in our Ask Me Anything thread and maybe you want to move this to a different spot, probably.
Well,
leave it at the end. We'll see.
I'll put it. Well, we're gonna answer it next time.
Yeah, we're going to answer our Ask Me Anythings next time, and we're going to do it at the top of the podcast, so nobody has to sit through 2 hours of us talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, I need to update the form again. But so also, if you have any, if anyone else has a question that they want to ask
Next
us,
time,
please use it.
ask us anything.
Please use it, and please put it in the Ravelry thread that we set up for that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
So check us out on Ravelry. We're at Shop Yarnia.
Yep.
On Ravelry, and then look in our Ravelry group for the podcast thread and our Ask Me Anything, and we can actually, maybe we should just dedicate like a whole podcast to going through the Ask Me Anythings.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now there's one.
There's one.
So ask us more questions, guys, so we can dedicate an entire podcast to it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Natalie, Nitty Natty, recently decided to discontinue her Ask Me Anything because people were really getting into the weeds with some of the questions.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, I have 36 stitches on this side of my sweater and 28 on this side. What should I do? It's like that's like more broad, like general sort of questions
Ask
are
us
better.
general questions.
But even, like, what's your favorite something pattern or whatever? Like, we're happy to do stuff like that.
Go to town. Ask a lot of things.
If we have enough specific questions, we could do
that's true.
Yeah.
If we
else.
get a lot of specific questions, we can do that. So check us out on Ravelry, Shop Yarnia.
Yeah.
Instagram is Shop Yarnia. Facebook is Yarnia. And then like and subscribe. Click the notifications button. And don't forget, our newsletter goes out once a week.
Yep.
You can sign up for our newsletter on our website, shopyarnia.com. And you can sign up for Swatch Points. So the next time we have a special preview of something like La Bien Aimee,
you'll be invited.
You can get in on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks so much.
And
take care.
We'll see you next time.
And actually, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy
before we talk to
Hanukkah.
you. For those who celebrate both Thanksgiving and Hanukkah, because we know
it's a big weekend.
Not everyone is in the U.S. You know, everyone celebrates different holidays. So
it is a big weekend coming up.
Yeah. All right.
So
thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.